Welcome Eggoids to the Cult of Egg. And honey, I joined the cult. Now this is the latest episode of this, and I'm going to be honest, skip forward a little bit of time and it's all going a bit pear-shaped again, people. We have two people, for those that remember from the last episode, we had some issues with mood breaks, we had some issues with happiness, and we had an issue with injury, and now it's all kicking off. Look, got two people on a mood break. Now, let's scroll in and see who it is. So, we have number one Berkey, who was a poorly injured boy in last episode, and this has kind of carried on, and look at the mania in his eyes. Now, we did actually spend a bit of influence to give him a mood boost, and then still he's gone off the rocker on this one. So, there really is something in keeping him happy earlier and not letting this happen. Unfortunately, with Natalie, the main problem we seem to have is she sold her pants, and for no particular reason, she sold her pants and then had the mood break. I just think that maybe she didn't time it right and didn't get to the toilet in time, which I don't think is necessarily in my control. Now, of course, what this is causing is chaos in the compound. We've got people here, there and everywhere. We've got jobs that aren't covered. Now, as I proved conclusively in the last episode, which is probably a terrible strategy for any game like this, is sometimes it's a little bit better to potentially bury your head in the sand and ignore and hope that things get better naturally. Now, there's a slight lie to that. I'm not going to totally bury my head in the sand, but I think I'm a little bit limited potentially in what I can do here. We talked about getting a new follower in, and I think that's something we'll look to do in a moment. We have a mission on offer, but we ain't doing any missions while it's going like it is. Research is being worked on, and divine inspiration is being worked on. Now, I want to have a look at the injury because... so it's still number one Berkey, but it's got triple vision. So he requires treatment. So he is going to be in a bit of stum for quite a while. And as is my special boy, I really wish I could fix him, but I don't have the infirmary yet, and we're quite a way off of being able to do that. So I think I'm going to have to cross my fingers and hope that for 72 hours, a lunatic and less effective number one Berkey will not do too much damage. And of course, I imagine during this time, just notice he's soiled his pants as well, that it's going to cause issues. I don't want to lose the boy, but I'm not entirely sure how I can rectify that at the moment. So I think the focus will remain on getting the facilities upgraded so that hopefully we're seeing less issues of this type. Now, when we last left you, there were broken things. Well, Thomas has been sterling again. Thomas has not only fixed that sink, but a few other things that broke in the compound. And let's be honest, he spent a lot of his time having to clear up soiled patches. So with that in mind, let's make this money work for us a little bit. So, let's have a look and go, extremely bored. As I say, there's nothing I can do about that as it stands at the moment. Contaminated food, horrific food. Well, maybe this really is telling me it's time for the kitchen, people. So, let's jimmy over to here. Oh, there he is, Thomas. Fast becoming my favourite boy. So let's have a look. What does one need for a kitchen? Alphabetical, isn't it? Every time I do it. So kitchen, we want an 8x6 room. And let me just get rid of you for a second, Becky. So we need an 8x6 room. Now, let's build that off of here. So let's get some foundations and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8x6, and of course we need the door. I'm guessing I'm going to need to get in and out of said kitchen, and let's allocate this as a kitchen. So we have a kitchen in existence. So this prepares meals for your canteen. The oven creates a job for eggoids in this room. Valuable eggoid skills, increasing cooking success chance for improvisation and butchery. increase cooking success chance. So we need an oven, we need a fridge, we need a kitchen sink, and we need a worktop. So how much is that going to cost us? The answer to that question is too bloody much, but I guess we need to start moving towards it. So let's get an oven, and let's place that in. Let's get a worktop, let's place that in. And I've got enough for the fridge or the kitchen sink, but let's put the old fridgeroo in first. Now it's not a functional area yet because we can't afford the kitchen sink. We've got everything but the kitchen sink on this. But let's take this moment to look at our followers. So we've got a couple that are showing a possible positive trait. Now there's people like Abby Hardy who is starting to lose happiness, I guess because she hasn't been recruited yet. But I feel like it would be foolish not to try and get in Abigail and hope, cross our fingers and hope that with that she brings a good trait for us. So let's stick that on recruit and let's shimmy that forward while she decides. Cross our fingers and hope, especially as we're 2 egoids down going lunatic at the moment. There you go, Abigail Miller. So Abigail Miller joins us, and she's going straight to listen to a record, bless her. But unfortunately, Abigail, that's not what you're going to go and do straight away, because we're going to assign you to a bed. Otherwise, I'll forget. So actually, we've got one more bed than we need. I've overbedded. I think that's when I created my own bedroom. So you can have that bed, Abigail, and let's have a look and see what we can do for your job. Previous job, ball blower, whatever the hell that is. She contributed to the downfall of humanity. She smells of beetroot, and she's slightly blurred. So if you would like to become Abigail for this game, then jump on in, ask in the comments, and you can also contribute to the downfall of humanity. So let's have a look. So she's a new egoid as a mood, which is very good and lasts for a while. She's free time, but she thinks her room is bad. Yet again, we're coming back to room and happiness issues. And I realised that for people watching this, you might go, "Jeez, man, you said you were going to improve rooms, and here you are knocking up a kitchen." But when I had a look through the list of complaints that generally people had, it was more leaning towards the food side of it. So it seemed like the thing to tackle first. Now, she's got no skills because she's just joined us, but let's have a look. And we're going to put her high priority as cook. Now, obviously, at the moment, she won't be doing any cooking because the kitchen isn't up and running. But I think that's what I want to do with this newbie is, as we're going to get 72 hours of a mood boost, try and get her focused into that area. Now, breaks, let's have a look. I mean, I don't know how cooking works yet, but it seems potentially a bit of a mistake to have free time at that point. So we're going to put her to work, and then we're going to give her free time at 10 and free time at 4 and see whether that helps. So rather than having a traditional lunch break, although I have noticed a couple of hours lunch break, let's see if we can split their working pattern over the day, and let's hope that's a success. And what have we got here? So an egoid was injured. Well, we've covered that one already, but let's just get it up on screen and take that off. Self-inflicted injury, damn it. Preparing meals. So food doesn't cook itself. Here's a quick guide on how to prep new meals for your egoids. First, you need to purchase ingredients so that your chef can get to work. This is done via the order tab in the kitchen room sidebar, so probably do a bit more of that over the coming episode. Simply purchase ingredients and then assign a worker to the kitchen to get started, increasing the butchery and improvisation skills and increase the chances of successfully preparing a meal. Cooked meals are served in your canteen, and you can set which meals are served in your canteen using the serve tab in the canteen room sidebar. Prepared meals replenish more hunger and give better mood effects than vending machine food, which is both expensive and kind of depressing to eat 3 times a day. So again, talking about the mood. And as it shows here, we have met our eggoid cap. So we've hired the maximum number of eggoids, and wow, we're really expanding. This is fantastic. It's time to hit the brakes. We don't want to grow too quickly too soon. I can only handle so many people at a time, and I think our mood breaks are living proof of that. We can always increase our maximum eggoid capacity by doing some solid research. You should look into it. I'm too busy. I am too busy. Doing divine inspiration here, peeps. So, yet again, we've got the option to do a mood buff, and I'm wondering, would a mood buff help these guys? Something I've not tried yet, and as I'm probably not planning on spending influence on much else, I'm going to try it. So let's give Natalie a mood buff. Failed, unavailable. So I'm guessing unavailable because of the situation she's in at the moment. So too little, too late, I guess is the term. Get one last try. Yeah, found character unavailable. So a lesson learned. Can't mood buff when they're already in a total mood. So getting to people before that happens is obviously a key skill that we need to focus on. So yeah, after our great gains yesterday of cash money, but are falling off the cliff in mood, it looks like it's going to be another one of those days. So let's skip it ahead and let's see what happens. So with a little cash injection, and that's an in-game cash injection, not anything influenced by outside, and again probably because the amount of followers that we've got pumping through at the moment, we have managed to pop the kitchen sink into the kitchen. That makes a lot of sense, I guess. So let's have a look. So on the kitchen we have this option for order, which is purchasing ingredients for preparing food, and prepare. So let's have a look at order. So current ingredients, we've got ingredients for nothing, but we do have the ability to order ingredients to make gruel. There you go, so cooking difficulty 1. Okay, well let's have an investigate. So how many of us are there? There are 9 of us with not much of the day left. So let's get enough ingredients to make 9 bowls of delicious gruel. So let's buy those ingredients, and on the preparation front, plan when your eggoids will prepare food. Success rate depends on the butchery skill level of the assigned eggoid. So this is very much a first tippy toe into it, but let's have a look. The fish food production is set to be paused, so let's put it on play. Let's pause burgers because we don't have any burger ingredients. Let's pause meat and veg. Now I think what will happen, or hopefully what will happen, is we will have, who did I assign to be a cook? Abigail to be a cook. So hopefully she'll toodle off. She's in the Great Nest at the moment, but let's look at her priority list. So she's down to be a cook. Down with the sickness. She's not down with the sickness, by the way. So where is she? That's Abigail Miller. So if I click on that, and then let's think. Actually, let's try that again. I think if I click on her, I think she'll go to the kitchen and start doing her thing. So it mentioned earlier that the canteen also has something in its slider. So it's got serve. So currently it's set up to serve gruel, which does have a mood effect of -2, but seems to fill them more, which I'm hoping that's a vast improvement on the shit they've been eating up until this point. So yeah, in theory, a functional kitchen. Now you will also see that our mood breaks have fixed themselves, but those people are still not in the best of places. And if we go and have a look at number 1 Berkey, obviously he's still suffering from this triple vision. So triple vision means that his planning skill is vitally reduced and he cannot work. So I hope he takes this time to, I don't know, recenter, figure out what he wants to do this time. He's bored of dominoes, he's bored of the record player, but we're now down to horrific food and awful room being his big problem points. Now, The horrific food, I'm not entirely sure whether it will increase too much with the instigation of Gruul in the compound, but with what we've done today, or with what we're doing today, should I say, hopefully we'll start to see a bit of a turnaround in the hunger of people, and then we can look at the rooms tomorrow maybe, if the cash gets back up. But we'll skip ahead to sermon time. And I keep saying this unless something great or calamitous happens, but it seems to be calamity more than greatness currently. But let's skip ahead and see what goes on in the world. So we're back around 5:30ish. A few bits and bobs have happened. We have had another injury, and it was another hygiene injury, and I believe it is Aria. Let me just check. Yeah, Aria. She has massively filled feet. So for the next 9.5 in-game hours, her energy decreases a lot faster. So that's again probably going to be quite impactful on mood, but not a lot we can do with that because it's not treatable, and we have no way to treat it, even if it was treatable. In other news, we have Claire, and Claire is quality very poor, but actually upgradable. Now, we had her upgraded on retail. That's because she works the therapy rooms. Now, the inspiration, because we've not been doing a lot with inspiration, is peaking back up again. So I'm inclined to keep her focused on retail for the money side of it. So let's pop her retail skill up. Now, I talk about not spending a lot of inspiration, but we've completed some research. So we have potentially now the ability to upgrade something in the bathroom, which should improve cleanliness and hopefully reduce injuries. So let's cancel out this also, return this, and go right, what is next? So boredom is an issue, as we now know. So now we've got into the world of looking at trying to upgrade our compound. We have comfy pews. What does comfy pews do? Increases faith. Now I said that I wanted to start getting the increase in faith, but now that that's unlocked, let's get this rec room upgrade going first. Because when we upgrade the compound over the next few days, we can be researching the comfy pews, and I believe there was something about increasing faith in sermons. So that's something that we can carry off while that's going on. So let's get that upgraded. Hopefully make the world less boring for the cultists. And the other thing we've got here is divine inspiration. So we've done the pentagram top. So we can now wear a new outfit. Egoids, repeating exactly what I just said, can now wear a new outfit. Changeable in the cult and overview menu customization screen. Now I don't think I will be looking to change that, not yet anyway, and it's only put the theme rating up by 5, but more so it was to make me a bit more productive in the world. But let's go back to divine inspiration and see what our options are now. Now we still have, we have the darkness object acquisition level 2, which would allow us to get a mystery darkness ornament and a +5 theme rating. But I think we continue with the leader research. I'm saying we probably won't wear too many hats or too many outfit changes, but let's get that cracking on. So now that we've got that settled, I think what we'll do is we'll ping forward a few hours. Actually, let me just have a look at this. Changing uniforms. I just unlocked a new item of clothing. You probably already know that fashion is a key factor for running a successful cult. So I'm sure it's no surprise that you've been appointed as the official cult stylist. Well, those glasses alone should have told you that I'm the cult stylist. Feel free to make any changes you want, just don't go making me look stupid. I have a reputation to uphold. So yeah, probably something that we'll do on another day when we want to have a little bit more fun, or maybe things haven't been quite so hectic with mood breaks. But let's ping it forward, let's get ourselves to the sermon, and let's see how the day ends. And when I say let's get ourselves to the sermon, I think it's probably pre-sermon. We'll have a look at the cash and maybe consider some bathroom upgrades or some bedroom upgrades. it wouldn't be the end of the day if we're not looking at multiple things broken. I guess now we've got more egoids compound, it is putting more strain on. Now they'll be fixed in the morning because Thomas is off shift. In fact, everyone is off shift now as we get ready to head towards the sermon for the day. Now we're carrying a couple of injuries, and towards the end of the day there was a few mood break moments. Now we've had some people eat gruel from the kitchen. I'm not entirely sure how impactful that has been yet. In fact, if we have a look across the egoids, terrible food, which is better than disgusting food, I guess. Horrendous food, I think their previous term was. Contaminated food, but I think that's Aria's own fault for not washing her hands. A horrible food. So I think what I did notice as well is my chef, probably because of the skills, did not necessarily make as much gruel as was required because some of it fouled. So I think going into tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll buy ingredients for, let's say, 3 times the amount, so about $150, so that they can kind of keep churning that out and potentially building up XP, but also maybe have a greater success rate of it. So let's go to the sermon. Here we go, everyone piles in. And actually, looking at this, like I'm kind of liking the rhythm of dipping back in again, dipping in and out as things significantly happen. But so here we go. Sermon quality 1 as ever. Influence cost 0. Faith generated 254 because of our extra member, I guess. Mood down, energy up. Now only 415 down for the day, so I think we will increase the bedrooms before people actually head off to bed for the night, and start the day tomorrow with a little bit of cash in there, enough to cover people's breakfasts, but nothing beyond that. So the faith increased by 190, the influence went down by 13. Now considering that we're not really doing any research at the moment, you may wonder why. Well, that was because during the day I tried a few mood boosts on people as they were getting low. It was successful because we didn't have any further mood breaks, but not a habit I want to be in too often, as it is quite costly on influence. Heat gone down by 6 as well, because we're not really doing anything that would gather any heat at the moment. But let's get, in fact, let's go to the bedroom. Let's go to this bedroom first, and let's see the room specific objects. So let's get some basic beds in. So let's put in 1, 2, 3, and let's delete that, and let's move this, move this. So we've got better beds now. Prestige goes up by 3 on these. In fact, let's have a little look. Hygiene is still minus 3.5, but it was previously minus 6, so it should keep people cleaner while they sleep. Now we still got 1,067 in the bank, but I think I'm going to avoid using that today on this. Let's instead have a look at what we can potentially do for bathroom upgrades. In fact, let's click on the bathroom and do it that way. So yeah, they're quite expensive, but that's one of the sinks is out. This is that one. Let's delete that sink. Oh god. And that sink. And let's put in a new sink. A new flash swanky sink. What can we do for toilets? So we can't afford a new toilet yet, but maybe something to look at first thing tomorrow. So yeah, getting those sinks in, getting those showers in, getting the toilets in, that'll be a priority for the next day. So a very quick return in the middle of the night, but while I was clicking around to try and look what the details were for injuries, and I saw my little boy Berkey, and I thought, oh, I can't keep him suffering. I did notice that I had the option to send him off to the hospital. Now, that'll probably impact him for tiredness and things like that, and it is costing me 50p or 50 cents per minute, I think it was, to do it. But as is my number one boy, there you go, mate, off you go to the hospital. So I think we might not see you for a little while, but you're always in me heart, so you're going to get repaired. And with that, we'll ping on to the rest of the day. It was a strange old start to the day, not having number one Berkey here, as he's off getting medical treatment, but we did start to shed money like it was going out of fashion because of the treatment costs, the breakfast costs, but we have started to recoup again as followers have come in, started to use our treatment rooms, and started to worship at the Great Nest. Now, we have bought a load of stock to make a load of gruel for the day, so I'm hoping that that will be helpful. But I think, like I said previously, the kitchen stuff I'm tippy-toeing into the moment. I'm not entirely sure how to do it and how to do it well, but over the course of the day, I think collecting money is the key, because I want to upgrade at least one of the showers, at least one of the toilets by the end of the day. Now, there's still a lot of beds that aren't upgraded yet, but balance on those things. I think let's start getting small upgrades in each area to try and keep as many people happy as we can. But we'll skip ahead and probably look at coming back at the end of the day for this one, and probably the end of the video, because I'm not planning on doing any missions, and we are researching and we are doing the divine inspiration research, but other than that, it's all about collecting that cash and upgrading the facilities. So speak to you in a minute. So this is the first time we've seen this. A follower's happiness is very low. When a follower has grown bored of all available therapy rooms, it isn't long before they get fed up and leave. So make sure they have plenty of things to do. Followers come and go, it's just part of life, Nicole. They won't stay forever, but we should make as much use of them as we can before they leave. We should recruit the best ones as an egoid. So we're not at our follower cap yet, but let's have a look and see which follower is considering leaving. So I'm guessing it's Clint. Now Clint, it would be a bit of a shame to leave, because it would appear that he has a positive trait in there. Can we see it? Nope. So yeah, it would be quite a shame, but you know what? I think inevitably we're going to have to accept that some of these guys will leave. I mean, he only joined on day 8. If he's sick of it already, then. And I'm not planning on getting rid of any egoids to actually hang on a minute. I'm looking at this back to front, aren't I? That's the one. So it'll be Jade, or it'll be Michael McConnell. Day 1er, day 2er. So I'm guessing it'll be Michael. You know, sorry Michael, excellent beard, excellent haircut, early doors to us, but if you do go, you do go. Outside of that, the cash is replenishing, and we'll come back to do a bit of spensies hopefully, and a bit of end of day sermon. So as we hit 5 o'clock, towards the end of the working day, but we've still a couple of hours to potentially get a little bit more cash. We'll have a look. So we're at 2955. This seems like a reasonably good time to crack in and do a bit of investment here. So let's make the toilet more focus, or the bathroom should I say, and let's have a look. So we can put a shower in, and we can put some standard toilets in. So that would be 500. So if I put 2 of those in, one more sink, that's 1610, and 2 showers, that's about 2200. So with that in mind, let's delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you, and let's shower it up. So there's a shower, a second shower. What do we say we wanted? A sink to go against the wall, and let's get a standard toilet. Which way round is the toilet? Oh, there we go. Back to the wall. So what's that done from money? That's brought us down to 785. So I'll tell you what, with the chance to earn a teeny tiny little bit more cash, let's also go into the bedroom. Let's see room specific, and let's delete that bed. And let's add in a bed. And I believe that was number 1 Berkey's bed, but let's check. Yes, he's unassigned. So let's assign him to that bed so that when he comes back from his hospital trip, he's got a nice new bed to lay in. Now, one thing I think I want to have a look at is what we've got in the preparation. So we've got a couple of gruel left, but we've got $305, so let's get, I don't know if this stuff carries over, to be honest, but let's get enough to make 21 more gruel in, so that hopefully that's some better meals, and I say better in the loosest terms, for people tomorrow. And we'll wing ahead, we'll go to the sermon, we'll see whether Berkey's back and whether he's better, and if not, we'll have the sermon anyway, and we'll end this video there. Speak to you in a minute. And we're back for the day 10 sermon. Now, as you can see, the faith is very, very low, worryingly low. So I think my idea of getting us prepared to do research into something that increases faith is probably very timely. And we do have a little upgrade here for Amanda Jane, but apologies to Amanda Jane. I think for safety's sake, I'm going to have to hold off on that, at least till after the sermon, but potentially a day until we get the research up and running to improve that. Now, I don't think I've given this enough focus, but look at her, quality average. Now, she may feel like that's an insult, but take that as an absolute win, as everyone is poor or below. So let's have a look. We completed the room upgrade objects for the recreation room. So now we're starting to upgrade our hygiene with the bathroom. We're using the kitchen to improve our food. We're slowly but surely improving the facilities in the bedroom, which will hopefully get them more rested, relaxed and improved mood, or at least decrease the loss of mood. And this will allow us to tackle, or to start to tackle with cost, people's boredom. So that is now in place. But as we said, probably one of the more important things that that's going to allow us to do is, we said the pew will allow us to increase faith in gained in the Great Nest, and the sermon producing extra faith. Now that'll increase it by 10%. Now there's a balancing act here to say which one of these is better to do first. Well, I'm initially going to go with the extra faith in the sermon. Now that won't pay off until the end of play tomorrow, but to do the pews, that will cost money. And as we want to do some of our other upgrades first, I say we do that research second. Berkey will be back and smashing through research at that point. So we'll get the extra faith started to be researched, and hopefully that will pay off at sermon tomorrow night, and maybe cap off any issues that you're potentially going to have with faith. But let's get ourselves into sermon mode, and as you can see, the faith is still ticking down to a worryingly low level, but I'm hoping that we've timed this just right. Oh, faith is still going down. Don't know what happens if it goes down to 0, but we're not going to find out, because actually our faith has gone up by 222, as it has been most nights, and that will potentially, with this new bit of research coming through tomorrow, take us up to 240. Now on the day our faith balance has gone up by 198, but as you saw there, it was almost bottoming out, so we need to do something to get that steadier, and that sermon thing will be first, and then we'll upgrade the pews, and then we'll be getting more faith generated by our followers during the day. Now, following count is at 19 out of 22, so that's quite decent. We may lose one of them, but I'm hopeful that we'll get some more in. But after a tricky couple of days and a tricky couple of videos, the balance is starting to come back our way, I think. I say I think. You watch this crash and burn in our next episode. But yeah, facilities are being upgraded. We spent a lot of money again. We minus 1,774. But over the course of the last couple of days in game, we have not rinsed through the cash. We've been spending it, I think, quite wisely in stuff that will pay off long term. But with that, I'll bid you adieu, and I will say, please like and subscribe on this. And if you've already subscribed, share it. Let a friend know that this series exists. Let a friend know that there's a cult that they can join. If you want to join the cult, pop your name down in the comments and tell me which character you'd like to be. If you want to join us in our other endeavours, the channel's always full of content. And if you want to join us to actually just have a chat with us, then we have a Facebook group which you can join. Outside of that, if you're going anywhere this next week, if you're doing anything this next week, please remember, be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching, and just remember, you can join the Cult of Egg by liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. We release regular content where we talk about all things geek, all things pop culture, and all things that we're interested in. You can also come along and join the discussion on Facebook groups and Renaissance Cast. And you can join us on our Twitch channel where Stu regularly streams games. And if you'd like to support us, then please follow the link for the Patreon. Thanks very much.